one of the things that has come to our attention a lot recently, and just in general, we face this issue a lot. We deal with this a lot, I would say, is weight versus range of motion versus feeling your muscles working versus like what is going to get us the best outcome that we want, and like how should we apply that to our workouts. So I would love to hear what your thoughts are on this, and then we'll kind of jump right into it here, man.
Yeah, I mean, so we've been focusing on at least one of our sets for our major muscle groups being mind muscle connection based. I think our members like it a lot, but something that I do, and I know you do in the workout, is focus on that. I'm going to jokingly say that it's not about how much you can lift, it's about how much it looks like you can lift. And one of the ways to accomplish that is to really understand how to feel your muscles through the exercise.
Yeah.
Also prevents injury, will prevent, any sort of misform, misfiring of the targeted muscles throughout the movement. So I think it's something that we've been working on here. Our members are enjoying, and it's also helping our members feel a lot better. We have one member who is working on a bench press who feels like he's made more progress in the last few weeks focusing on that style of training than he has previously moving significantly more weight. So
yeah,
definitely works.
Absolutely. I personally like to train this way a lot. I think the most important thing when it comes to strength training is probably time under tension and feeling that muscle. One of the members brought up an interesting point this morning about, I don't know the exact context of it, but I'll try to summarize it as best as I can. So if you take somebody that you see in the gym or in your gym class or whatever, and they are like the more fit person or somebody who looks like they've been training for years and years and years, most of the time, I would say if you see them working out, they're probably going really slow and not with like maximum effort weights all the time, but you're like, wow, that person looks strong. Yeah. They look like they know what they're doing. So I just wanted to touch base on that, make a point of that.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's something that we're working on every class, right? We want at least one of those.
It shows that you're in control. The weight isn't controlling you.
Yeah.
And that's huge.
So we were talking about another, like one of those conversations that you're at a commercial gym, which we see all the time, and you have a couple different types of people. You have like the younger crowd who watch a lot of Instagram videos on how to lift and move a lot of weight, and they slam, specifically the cable machines. They'll bang out some half reps, and then the machine will like slam down. Right? Like
everybody looks over.
So tough, right? And then you have the other group. It could be older people that have worked out like in the past, or younger individuals like ourselves who are more concentrated on the movements we're doing, and it's very slow and controlled. So you have like these two different types of people.
Absolutely. Yeah. Two things to add in on that. Slow, controlled, time under tension, 1,000% safer for your body, for your joints, for everything. Now, there is a time and a place to be explosive and to be fast, but 90% of the time, especially for the weight loss population or the general health population, slow and controlled. It's safer. It's going to be better for you.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Second thing is, you're going to be able to use a lot less weight to make something feel a lot more challenging. So learning how to do that, that can apply to at-home workouts. That can apply to on vacation workouts. All of a sudden now you understand how to take a push-up and make it a lot more challenging by using tempo, by using control. And you can make 10 push-ups feel really, really hard versus prior to understanding this concept, just going for as many as you possibly can. Your shoulders will thank you, your chest will thank you, and our other muscles will thank us as well. But really, really important point to focus in on there.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, again, we all want to be strong, but we want to stay safe. And we want, honestly, a lot of times we want to look better. Like we come to the gym to yes, be healthier, but it's oftentimes to lose fat and look better, right? And the best way to accomplish that is through time under tension, mind muscle control, understanding how to do the movements properly, and then making it hard. You deliberately make it hard. The weight doesn't make it hard for you, right? You're choosing how to do that. And the weight assists you in increasing that intensity level, but there's other ways to do that doesn't have to be increasing weight each time. So understanding that is key. And I think our members have been doing a fantastic job at that. And the variations that we've provided as coaches in the workouts have really emphasized that point. So
sustainable results. And that's the best way to do it. So another question that has come up a lot recently with our members and during training is cardio, and when should I be doing it, and what kind of cardio should I be doing? Disclaimer. First of all, we're doing cardio every session that we step in here. You are not walking on a treadmill for the entire hour. You're not on a rower for the entire hour. However, we are moving, and we're moving continuously for the entire hour. It is a strength training focused workout, but there's definitely aspects of cardio in there.
1000%.
What I personally encourage anybody who's looking to lose weight to start with, and even the advanced people who are still trying to lose that last little bit, walk, move every day. Walking is the easiest thing that you could do. Everybody has access to it, and it makes a tremendous difference, So like if you came in and you were averaging less than 5,000 steps a day, that would be one of the first things that I have you do is say, hey, let's just focus on this. Let's try to get to that 5,000 step mark. So a lot of times we try to overcomplicate this when in reality, it's just really, really simple and get your movement in every day. Anything that, go ahead.
I mean, as a society, we want quick results, especially in this country. Everything needs to happen quickly,
immediately.
And walking, right, is a way that you'll see results. It's going to take time. You're not going to walk 10 miles in a day, and then all of a sudden the next day you're like, whoa, 6-pack abs. It's not going to work like that. But through sustainable resistance training, sustainable walking or slow-based cardio movements like that, you're going to see results over time. We were actually talking about that again today, how many steps the members will get during a workout here. And it's close to 1,500 steps. It could be a little bit more or less depending on if we're doing walking lunges or sled exercises versus just regular stationary like pressing style movements and stuff. But that's about a mile just in the workout alone. So you're going to get a good amount of steps in here. That's going to be cardio on top of the resistance training, which is going to really help that out. So you don't have to do much. And we have clients here that, we tell to walk, and they, don't have a Fitbit or a way to track that. And my suggestion is go buy a $20 Amazon watch. It may not be the most effective and accurate, but what you can tell is a general idea of how much you're moving.
It'll give you a trend.
Yeah, and you can get the trend, right? We want it to progressively be going in the right direction. So you can say, okay, on average, I'm walking, this thing says I'm walking 7,000 to 10,000 steps or less. My goal is to get this watch to record, 12,000 steps a day, right? And then it doesn't have to be exact accurate, but you can tell that you're moving in the proper direction. And it doesn't cost a lot, and you could just do that easily.
It's a low barrier to entry, right?
Yeah.
So just go get something, go get started. And I think that's one thing that we have to emphasize more and stress to you guys, everybody out there. Just start. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's not going to be perfect, but just go. Just go. Buy a $10 watch. If that's going to help you walk more and track it, go do it.
1,000%.
Go buy a $10 gym membership. If that's going to get you started, go do it.
Absolutely.
But you got to get started.
It's easy. I mean, you could use YouTube. I just started cycling or doing spin type classes, and I don't want to pay the $40 Peloton membership, but I can go on YouTube and find a 45-minute spin class pretty easily. So you can find any of this stuff there, and you could apply the principles that we and a multitude of other fitness individuals talk about of mind-muscle connection, understanding what muscles are moving, tempo, time under tension, things like that, and apply that to that same YouTube video and get a very intense workout in. So you just got to get going and get started and build awareness, right? That's the biggest thing.
That's what we're trying to do right now with this, and hopefully you guys can help us out and provide us with some questions that you want more on, but that's really what we're trying to do right now is build awareness. Last thing I want to add in on this point here is if you do want any help at all, don't hesitate to reach out with a DM. Don't hesitate to reach out with an email. Shoot us a text message. We're here to help you. We're happy to help, so reach out whenever you need to. Last topic that I wanted to dive in here on is running. So we just talked about cardio. Let's transition into running. Personally, I am not a runner.
Me either.
I would say you can find me maybe doing 1, maybe 2 runs a year, and it's very sporadic and just kind of, oh, it's a nice day in the spring. Let's go move a little bit. I usually regret it the day afterwards because I'm really, really sore. But let's talk about running, and I'll start off with my take on running. As I just mentioned, I personally don't love it. I will do it from time to time, but it's not my favorite activity. That being said, I do not think that you need to run to lose weight. Actually, I know that you do not need to run to lose weight because I've personally done it. And unless you absolutely love running and have been in the habit of running for a long, long time, I would probably encourage you not to do it. There's a lot of joint impact on your joints, right? It's just not a low impact activity. So it's a very hard thing to start with. Mm-hmm. Now, on the other hand, if you love running and you're an avid runner and you've been running for years, stick with it. You enjoy it. That's awesome. You're moving.
You're insane.
Yeah, pretty much. But you're enjoying it. You're moving. That's what we want to see. And I just wanted to make that point. But if you're not a runner and you're looking to start your weight loss journey, I would not start there. That's just me personally.
For sure. I'm not a runner. I think the last time I ran was 2 days before my wife's due date, and that was because I had so much anxiety as what was about to happen in my life that I was like, I just need to go running. And it was, I was really sore for that. And then I went and slept in the hospital bed, which didn't make my soreness any better. So I don't run either. I don't believe that you need to run. What I like about the only running exercise that I like is sprint work. I think sprint work is really, really good, which is, yes, running, but it's running very short distances at a full intensity, which, you know, is totally different than running 7 to 12 miles, right?
If you can. If you can't sprint outside, get on a bike and warm up, but get on a bike and go into, you know, 20-second sprints on the bike, 30-second sprints on the bike. That will put the same demand on your body and get the same results out of it.
As far as like what we want from losing weight and getting our body in a weight loss state, right? Sprinting is the only type of running that I really like. Now, for cardio health, yes, running long distances can definitely help your heart health and help your endurance and that stuff. It has its own benefits there. But for the topic of weight loss and how to incorporate cardio, yeah, I'm not a big runner.
I'm going to jump in on this point. So like you were saying, heart health and overall health, yes, cardiovascular activity is important.
Exactly.
Now, for us, and I think you can agree on this, I like to look at my life, as I was saying before, daily movement. Daily movement is key. That's one part of it. The other part of it is going to be consistent, like long, steady state, long-lasting cardio. So that would be like walking or running if you're an advanced runner. We want to include that in our lives. Yeah. But you could accomplish that through, you could go to the mall and walk around for 30 minutes.
100%.
And that's going to count. You could walk around town and that's going to count. So there's other ways that you can get it. Between Matt and I think we get I know we get a ton of steps in here coaching. We like to live pretty active lifestyles outside of here, so that all plays into it. And that's also part of the reason why we don't necessarily have to make a point to go out on a run or to
100%. Go. I was just talking to, again, one of the clients, and she was saying that she gets 18,000 steps in by just walking around her kitchen. So listen, if you're a mom of, and especially if you're a mom of multiple kids and, you know, your kids are all over the place and you're chasing them around, my guess is you're getting a decent amount of steps without even you really realizing that you're doing that. So I would definitely encourage you to get that watch going and see how much you're actually moving around for that. Yeah. I'm sure you'd surprise yourself.
Yeah. So last thing, 2 takeaways again from this conversation. I'm going to give 2 takeaways from me. If you could chime in and give your 2 takeaways, I think that would be super important. So my 2 big takeaways from this are, number 1, start. Like start wherever you are, whenever you are. If this is really what you want to accomplish, if you truly do want to lose weight, you got to start. If you don't start, it's never going to happen. So start. That's number 1. Number 2, track this stuff and be consistent. We had a video about this earlier, but going back to the Fitbit, even if you do just buy a $20 tracking watch to start with steps, that's awesome. Yeah. That's a great place to start. Track it so we can look back on this when you're feeling awesome in 6 months and say like, wow, look at where I started from.
100%.
So
mine is the same, man. Awareness. I would think awareness is huge. If you have awareness of what you're doing, it's going to make choosing the activity so much easier, choosing not to do an activity so much easier, and prioritizing what's important. You know, that's one. And understanding that there's different ways to do things than what you think. So you don't have to go and run 5 miles every day. You can just do, you know, strength and resistance training and incorporate either sprint work or low resistance cardio for a longer duration of time. And you're going to get phenomenal results. They're not going to happen overnight. Sticking to it for, you know, being consistent with it, and you'll get to where you want to be. So build awareness and be consistent.
All right. Well,
DM us. Let us know.
Yes, let us know.
It doesn't have to be that you want to come to Revolution. We're definitely down to help. Any questions? We want to engage with the community. So reach out.
All right. Thank you.